Alright guys, so step one, actually we aren't even going to do steps, we're just going to watch. Well, first off, got to take this cover off, and my gas pedal wire is kind of in the way, but it's not bothering me as long as you guys can kind of see past it. We'll hook it down there and try that. Actually, no, we can do this. There you go. First off, got to get this side panel off. That's a 3/8. Boom, one right there. Oops. Wrong way. This is just the first step. Putting on our new shaved cylinder heads. If anyone's wondering, they are shaved 20 thou. So I took 20 thousandths off. And they actually were warped a little bit. I noticed when I started milling them, there's just a little bit very center that wouldn't come up as easy as the rest. And yeah, but you know, now they're nice and flat. I got some gaskets for the 16 twin that'll fit because I went on the website and looked up part numbers. So the part numbers are the same. So I just ordered another set. That should be here within a couple of days. There we go. These bottom two little ones are 5/16. Yep. Yeah, but so far so good on this. I believe we're gonna have a visitor later. I just got a text from him this morning. Where's a good place to put these? Right there. An old friend of mine that used to live here in Lincoln, but moved to Colorado or something. And I think he said he's moving back. But we'll wait and see if he gets here. And if he gets here, well, he's going to be in the video. And if he doesn't get here, well, he's not going to be. That's nice, ain't it? Alright. So, that son of a whore is going to hang up on you. There's a little tab right there. That goes in there on the shroud to help cool the whole thing. You may end up bending that a little bit. I did. This one's loose. I'll tighten it up after. As you can see, what you want to do is you go and pull your spark plug. Do that. I'll pull that out. Here's your cylinder head. As you can see, it's this is wrong side. Whoops, this side. You see a difference between those? I don't either, but I know the difference. This one's shiny. But actually you could see where I machined it. I started over here, went up here, went around it, got the whole thing machined. So it's going to have higher compression. So what I'm going to do is either, if someone on here can tell me the compression for an 18 horsepower twin, this one, it's model number 422707, type 121401. If no one can tell me, I'm just going to look it up and then I'll get back to you guys on it. But I'm going to do a compression comparison and then do the math and see how much horsepower I actually gain. I believe I'm going to gain, well, it's 18 horse now. I want to say I'm going to get to 22 horsepower, maybe, just by doing this mod. Also, I'm going to do a tune-up, but right now, all I did was put in new champion spark plugs so it would start and run. Just, you know, I didn't have to fuck around with the old ones, because one was like black and the other was just gray, so. But yeah, first off, I already unhooked the fuel line. I started it up and ran it till it ran out of fuel, so it doesn't run fuel out like the last time I did head gaskets in one of my machines. Oh, that was in the 16. I blew a head gasket in that. But I don't know the torque specs for these head bolts, so I may end up looking them up. Alright, so once you get most of your head bolts out, I got these two left. There's one left now. I already pulled my spark plug. Actually, which one I'm going to do? Leave those in there a little bit. There we go. Just want to make sure it's going to come on. Yuck. Look at all that disgusting crap in there. Gasket doesn't look bad. Yeah, gasket peeled right off. I can use that gasket again if I want to. But I choose not to because I have a brand new one sitting behind me. But yeah, look at all that shit in there. It's all carbon buildup. Gross. Time to put my new shiny ones on. What I got a wire wheel for a grinder. Or not a grinder, for a drill. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna clean up all this mating surface. Clean it all up. It's important to have good mating surfaces, people. And we'll go from there. I think I'm gonna bring this. Oh, it's not a scratch. Just a bunch of carbon on the end of the piston. Crank her over so she comes out. There we go. I'll clean off the end of the piston because there's a bunch of carbon buildup on it too. I'll clean all this surface and I'll be back with you. My camera just fell off of its stand on the ground, but as you can see, I got this nice wire wheel, ouch, on the end of my drill. I do that all the time. Frickin' made your thumb bleed. But I got most of it off. It's important to make sure these are all nice and smooth so when you put your new gasket up to it, see, we got her cleaned up. Use my wire brush on my drill. My new gasket, my old one. The old one's still usable. I actually may use it as a spare because last time on the 16 I didn't change cylinder heads on it. But I blew head gasket. So I bought both of them, put one in, drove it, blew the other head gasket like minutes after, and then pulled it back in and changed the other one. So we're just going to do both at once here because might as well. I got the gasket here, I already ordered new, they're on the way. Got the confirmation from shipping this morning. Got a big glob of grease on my pants, don't even know how I got it, and only got one paper towel left. Paper towel, used for my pants, used for the motor. Pants, motor. Pants, we're using it for the motor. It's more important. I have Carhartts. Do a little bit more cleanup. There's a little bit of spotted gasket right there and there. There we go. Clean her off. Now, which one was the one I took off? That's 42-1. I took off 42. Right here. 42-2. Cylinder number 2. These things only go on one way, and then ain't that way. And then ain't that way. And it ain't that way. There we go. Took me a minute. All this damn rain, I've been wanting to get my mud and mower going so I can go and fucking play in the mud puddles. New gasket. Place it on. Bolt it on. Actually, we'll do this as a part 1 of this series. But, I know most of you probably don't have access to milling machines like I do, and I don't know how many of you know how to run them. And if you do, I'm not saying you don't, but the camera's kind of half on a setting here. And yeah, if you can, that's awesome. It's a great trade to learn. As you know, I don't know if you know, but I am only 15 years old, and I can machine almost anything and everything. As long as you give me a pattern and the metal, I can do it. So the racing lawnmower, I know some of you have probably been asking or wondering if you even watch the videos about the racing lawnmower. Well, that's going to be starting to get an overhaul here pretty soon. It's been in storage at where I do all my machining and fabricating. Mark, why don't you have any videos of machining and fabricating? I do. I just haven't edited them yet. I machined some parts for a wood splitter. I'll have to put them up on. Edit the video. And, yeah. First things first. Mudding lawnmower. We'll get that done first. So yeah, pretty much what you do when you want to machine them is just a quick overview. Some of you are going to be like, hey, what? What you do is you get your metal, your stock, which in our case is cylinder heads. Now you can do this with an overhead valve motor, but you got to measure how far up your valves lift, because if your valves lift too much, in my case I had plenty of room to do this. I could have took probably 40 thousandths off if I wanted, but then I would have probably ran into problems with this head bolts stripping out, blowing the cylinder head off, or blowing a head gasket out, one of the two. So we just took it safe and we went with 20 thou. He said, yeah, if it runs great for you, you know, you may want to go to 25. And I said, yeah, I might end up doing that. Yeah, so far so good. Actually, I got a bit in here to do this. Haha. Ouch. Damn wire brush. How redneck is this? This isn't torquing them down or anything, it's just putting them in. There! That's one way of doing it. But back to machining. Yeah, pretty much you tie down your cylinder head, make sure it's flat. And in my case, there was a little hump in the center of one of them. I can't remember which one it was. But now it's machined out, so they're nice and flat. Get them down there. Nice and snug. Don't strip them out. It is aluminum. Wish it was cast. Whoops. Wish I knew the torque specs for these. Because the guy I do machining with, his and my idea was to get the torque specs of foot-pounds or inch-pounds or whatever it is. I think it's foot-pounds. And jack it up by a couple pounds, just so they're on tight enough. Well, there. I believe that does it. Check them, make sure they're all down there. There's one down. I'll put my plug in and I'll hop over to the other side.